So good morning, everybody. My name is Susanna Carey. I manage the Enterprise Collaboration Services team. I also am the M365 service owner. So just some facts about our M365 tenant. We have 64,000 users in our tenant, and we have 128 domains, which is amazing. It is a government cloud. We archive and have retention policies in line with the DNCR for public record requests. We also have email, OneDrive, and SharePoint with data leak protection. We offer, our agencies have email admins, so they have an admin portal where they can onboard and offboard and do changes on their own. They don't have to go through DIT. We also have the Proofpoint messaging security gateway, which is what I call the Mercedes of spam filtering, which is huge in our environment. We have 24/7 monitoring for compromised users' accounts. So that is, somebody gets phished, we know immediately and block. We offer SMTP relay service at no charge. And what that is applications that are sending email, we have a relay service for that. We're integrated with the statewide identity management system, NCDIT. Also with our E3 licensing, we have the ability to do mobility management through Intune. And we have staffing on, we have a tier 3 staff that are what we consider subject matter experts to help with anything that you need. And the last thing is we, my team has maintained a 98% SLA for the past 2 years for critical and high priority incidents. So they're very on top of it. So I wanted to, everybody knows what the Office 365 application suite is. We have a whole host of things, but today I am going to focus on OneDrive, Teams, and SharePoint and when to use them. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Power Platform and what that is. I'm going to show you bookings and its capabilities, same thing with Planner and Forms. And the reason I'm focusing on these is these are things that the average user might not know are there or what they're used for. So just to dive into OneDrive and Teams and SharePoint. So Teams rides on SharePoint, but everybody always asks me, when do I use what, right? So OneDrive for Business, that's like your personal repository for files. So in the past, you might have had a folder on a shared drive where you saved your thing, your documents and files. OneDrive is pretty much replacing that. And OneDrive is on the go. So you could be on your home computer, you could be here, wherever you need to be, your files are with you. But it's not something where you would put confidential data or PII or anything like that. It's really just personal files. The Teams, that's where you would have a group site, right? Where it might be your knowledge base or information for your team that you keep in that Teams group. SharePoint is a little different. SharePoint has abilities above and beyond like OneDrive and around data leak protection and things of that nature. Right now, I know we have an existing retention policy and that DNCR is working through to update because it's a little outdated, but we are moving towards versioning and different types of data labeling in SharePoint, which you should be seeing in the next year. But really that's where your source of data for stuff you want to share, communications, intranets, that's what SharePoint is for. So I'm going to start talking about bookings. So everybody who has an E3 license in our tenant has bookings. And I find it very helpful when I know a lot of people want to find time on other people's calendars, and in the state, we're not all in the same tenant. We can't see each other's calendars. So what bookings is it's basically a link that goes out to, you send your personal link out once you create your bookings page, and they can see your availability. It works great for external people when they're like, well, when are you available? Well, here's my booking site. Pick a time. It can also be used for appointments. I'm not sure of what you do in your organization, but let's say you have a vehicle calendar that, people share the vehicle and they want to, grab time. You can do that as well with this bookings calendar. This just gives you an idea of what it looks like. So that's my bookings calendar. So if you want to find time on my calendar, you choose a day and it gives you, I did it in 1 hour increments. You can pick a time that's available for me within my business hours, right? I can block off anything I want to block off. Once you choose a time, you actually enter your information, and I did not include that on the slide because it's basically your name and email address. It will add it to your calendar and the person's calendar, and you'll get an email that looks like this. And it'll send you a reminder the day before that you have an appointment coming up or a meeting. So it's really helpful if you can use it. I know a lot of people ask us about Find Time, and this is the free, already in our tenant version of Find Time. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Microsoft Forms. So it's a very basic form. I just put up what I did. I do a lot of surveys from forms. It's a great way to collect information. And it could be a survey, it could be something else that you want to get. It's very simple to set up a form. You email the link out to your users or whoever you want to answer your form. And then if you look over here on the right, it compiles the responses, and you can also export it to Excel as well. Especially if you have like a comment field where people are commenting, you can open it up in Excel and correlate the data. So it's it's very helpful. I know a lot of people have been using it, and it's just getting ready to be put into Teams and team meetings, so like you can poll your the team, like if you want them to vote real time. That's what Forms is. It's almost rolled out. I think probably in the next 2 weeks we'll have it fully rolled out, or Microsoft will have it fully rolled out. So I know a lot of people have been asking about that. The last one is Planner. Planner is like a basic, it's a basic application to assign tasks to your staff or maybe to a project team. Complete VIPs. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, good. And you can put anybody on the team that you want and assign them tasks. Within the task, and over here you can see they can put in notes, you can add attachments, they can comment, you can put a due date, set the progress, what's the priority. And the greatest part about this, and this is just I am all about management by reporting. You can look at a calendar view and see what's coming up, or you can, I've done this and I do this for Microsoft. I export this to Excel and pull it into Power BI so I can analyze the data, or maybe I want to put out a schedule. There's a lot you can do with Planner. And just to note, they're changing the name to Do, which should be happening in the next couple of months. So you might see it change. But this is an excellent application for task management. Oop. Lost. Okay. The next one I want to talk about, and I know a lot of people have been hearing about the Power Platform. The Power Platform is 4 applications. Obviously, it's Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agents. The 2 that I'm going to focus on are Power Apps and Power Automate. Those are, most people know about Power BI already, and we do not have virtual agents in our environment as of yet. So Power Apps, a lot of people don't understand what it is. It's a suite of apps. It's basically, you can either take a template or create your own. It's a form, but it attaches to a database to pull in information. The Canvas apps are like templates. So I put some templates on here to give you guys an idea, like a leave request. So for somebody requesting vacation, it's a form where they could fill out what vacation they want, and you can have a workflow behind it that says, okay, send this to my manager to approve, and then it puts it into like a little database so that you can see it. We have asset checkout using Power Apps, onboarding tasks. One thing that people don't know is the COVID tracing app is written in Power Apps. It's an application to keep track of people with symptoms, and it's a very powerful application. It's supposed to be, they call it citizen developer. So citizens can develop, you don't need a software engineer to develop in this application. And it can attach, it gets more into licensing when you start attaching to like SQL databases and such. But the basic Power App, which we call a Canvas app, does come with your E3 license and can be utilized if you have that now. Power Automate is also an awesome application. It automates so many things that in the background, and it obviously works best in the Microsoft environment. But let's say you get an email from someone every day, and you always forward it. This is just a very small example. You could set the Power Automate up to say, when this email comes in, just forward it, so you don't have to do it anymore. You can also, let's say you have a form out on SharePoint, or you have like a file repository. Every time a file gets put there, you want to know about it. You can set a Power Automate to let you know that that file is there. You can send a customized email when somebody enters a form. So like, let's say you have a form where they're requesting something. You can set a Power Automate to send that person an email saying, hey, thank you for your request. There's so much you can do with it. And this also comes with your E3 license. There are very complex Power Automate functions that come with an additional license, but the baseline of Power Automate is already there. So the last thing I want to talk about is just the Knowledge College. It's out there. I put the link here. Everybody should be able to have access, whether you're in our tenant or not. We can give you access. And this is really end user training for our customers. Our Microsoft training is out there. We also have some live events specifically around Teams, OneDrive, and SharePoint, but there is other training if you need it on this site as well. And obviously we have our other services on the site too. It's a very good portal. And that is it.